Hello everybody, welcome back to my social thread. My name's Crystal and this is my first Friday Sews vlog in January. It has been a bit delayed. Basically the month of January we've just been recovering from sicknesses over Christmas, recovering from Christmas, and also this month I've just been sewing away like crazy really. Back to school obviously, so I've been helping the children with their schoolwork. I do home educate for those of you that do follow me, so that's been, as with everybody I think, getting back to school, getting back to work after a long break like Christmas always takes some getting used to. So I have actually been sewing quite a lot, as I say. What I have been doing is I have been batch cutting projects that I have made before, and so I have just a lovely pile of things ready to sew as and when I feel like sewing, which is normally in the evenings when the kids are in bed from about 9 o'clock in the evening. And so far I have got 12 items. I'm not going to show all of them to you today because it is the 27th of February, 27th of January now, and I'm going to do a roundup of the month in a couple of days. So I thought I would just show you a couple of the items now, and then the rest will be for the roundup of the month, just because it would be too much of a repetition otherwise. So what have I been up to? First and foremost, something different which you've not seen from me before is knitting. I have started my knitting project. I bought this a good 6 months ago now, and it was inspired by Sally from Secret Life of a Seamstress, and it is the Whitmore cardigan by Amy Loudon, and this is the pattern here. The line drawings are quite simple. It's just a cardigan as such, but it has a beautiful lace yoke, which I will show you. And quite a lot of people have actually made this on Instagram. It comes in a sweater and a cardigan format. So the cardigan just has the button up. Where are the photographs? Oh, I think you can only see this one now. I don't know if you can see, it's like got a beautiful yoke detail all the way round, and you've got the button placket here. And what's good about this is there is no sewing, so it's all in one, sewn on around, and even the button placket is sewn all together rather than adding a button placket on afterwards. And I think it's about 100 and something rows all together, and I'm on probably about row 27, and I'll just show you what I've got. I chose the same color that Sally chose as well. It's this beautiful kind of old rose dusky pink. I can't remember the brand now, but I will show you. It does look quite complicated, but it actually is quite easy once you get to so this is what it looks like. So that's my neckband at the bottom here, and then this, you can see there's various holes and pieces. That's the lace work beginning to come through there. These are all little markers, and so you sew the main body, or the main the main body of the cardigan with round what are these called, knitting needles that are on a round. So it's these two wooden ones here, and then you've got the round plastic end here for the round, I think it's called knitting, circular needles, that's what it's called, circular needles knitted in the round. And then every time you get to an end, you have wooden double pointed needles, and that's for the button placket. As you can see, I've got one buttonhole there, sorry, it's that one there, and then another buttonhole there, and then on the other side it's the button placket without any buttonholes. So, and the reason you need two different needles is because obviously the circular needle for the main bodice is bigger. I think it's like 5 or 4.5, and then the double pointed needles are smaller. I think it's like 3 or 3.5 for the button placket, so it's slightly narrower or slightly smaller knitted together, if that makes sense. So that's taken me a while actually. That's probably about 2 weeks worth of work at about three hours a day. So that's, you know, taken me a long time, and I think it will be sort of a long project that I will pick up now and again. And the reason I started knitting, I am 24 weeks pregnant at the moment, and sometimes I just don't have the energy to sort of come up into my sewing room, set everything up, get everything ready to do sewing. Whilst with the knitting, I can literally pick it up even while I'm schooling the children. So if they're doing their maths work, for example, so I've explained the lesson and sort of the new concept that's to be learned today, and then they do their exercises. I would normally go on my phone, which I'm trying to avoid at the moment because I have noticed the children have said that I'm always on my phone. So instead I will just pick up my knitting and I can do sort of 2 or 3 rows whilst the children are working, and also I can hold on to it and sort of look over their work if they need to ask me a question. While sewing, I can't really do bits and pieces with sort of 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, because for me I really need to get into the zone for sewing to actually get something done at a decent like time pace. So that's my knitting project. So I am going to be working my way through that. So that's a lovely thing to do if you're just, I don't know, I normally do it after dinner. So I cook for dinner at home, and then after that all the children just help up with the tidying up, the clearing of the table, washing the dishes, putting the dishes away, sweeping up, putting food away. So that's sort of, I just sit down after dinner, I eat and I sit down and I would either knit or do my sewing. As I say, knitting is just easier to pick up and I can do it from the sofa rather than hiding away in the sewing room away from the whole family. Sorry, I have just got a coffee here. So that's a project that's been ongoing. In terms of makes that I have made so far, what should I start with? Let me start with the baby makes. So I have been very good. I think November, December, January, I've bought no fabric at all. Well, saying that in January, I have bought fabric, but for the past month, November and December, I haven't bought anything. I think it's because I am quite conscious of my fabric stash, and also, well, it's a cost thing. Obviously, if I had all the money in the world, I would still buy fabric that I fancied. But also, I've not actually seen many fabrics that I have really been captivated by. So that's always a good sign, because then I don't have to feel the need to actually buy fabric. But I did buy a couple of pieces from Jelly Fabrics. I've already made them up, so I'll just show you as they are made up. So the first fabric I bought from Jelly Fabrics is this beautiful hot air balloon and airplanes. It's a French terry, lovely print. It's got balloons and everything. So I've bought this 1 meter of this fabric, and then I've bought matching or contrasting ribbed jersey, so that's really nice and stretchy for the cuffs and the bottom parts. And this is a simple pattern from made by Jack's mum, who is now Waves and Wild. It is their harem pants. I'll pop up a picture because I don't have the instructions to hand. And this is so easy. All it is a front piece and a back piece, which is the same piece. You can also have pockets if you want to, but I mean, what baby needs pockets? And then they give you measurements for doing the waistband and the cuffs, and literally it's all overlocked. So you just overlock the side seams, you overlock this part here, then you attach the waistbands, and it's really, really easy. The only tricky thing is, obviously, the smaller things getting that around your overlocker is a bit fiddly, but it's manageable. And that literally took me like 10 minutes, so that's really, really lovely. I've also made a matching sweatshirt to go with that. Again, the ribbing is the same as the grey that I have for these pants. But then I've also bought the coordinating waffle knit fabric to make a lovely little sweatshirt. This probably took me about 15 minutes to make, just because it has more seams. So you would just attach do the shoulder seams, attach the sleeves on a flat, do the side seams, and then attach the cuffs, the waistband and the neckband. And then I've also added a little label there that says "I stinking love you" with a little onion, which I think is very cute. And that was from Kylie and the Machine's advent calendar labels, I believe. So that's one little set there, which I'm very happy about. I'll pop up a photo of the two together. And the pattern I used for the sweatshirt is a brindle and twig sewing pattern, number 32, and it's the crew sweatshirt. Sorry, the photocopy isn't very good, but essentially it's a basic sweatshirt, and it's really great for using up fabric remnants. So I've made some hoodies for my boys, so remnants for that, really great to use up. Even if you wanted to use jersey as well, just for sort of a lightweight sweatshirt, is really great. Very easy to make. Highly recommend Brindle and Twig. They've got loads of patterns. They have their own website, but they also are on Etsy, and there's also a Facebook group that you can join where people just post up their makes, and it gives you inspirations for things to make with their patterns. So that's the one set. So I bought that fabric there, the grey ribbing and the grey waffle, all from Jelly Fabrics. The other set of fabric I bought from the same place was this one here. So it's lovely, like teal blue atlas print with sort of all the animals that belong to that particular continent. I've bought matching or contrasting a blue, dusky blue rib for the waistband and the cuffs. Exactly the same pattern, harem pants. Took me 10 minutes to make. And with that, I went for the dusky blue sweater. So that's the waffle print in the dusky blue. Sorry, it's got lots of thread everywhere. The same logo label at the bottom. So that took me about 15-20 minutes. So I now have two sets for my little boy who I'm expecting in May. And so with the Brindle and Twig, the only point that I would like to make is I measured this up against, so this is supposed to be 0 to 3. And it does look quite big. So I measured it up against a ready to wear item. So this is, where is this from? This is just from, well, Disney Baby. So this is a 3 to 6 month baby grow or baby vest. And it's ready to wear. And that's 3 to 6 months. And if I put it up to each other, it's actually the same size as a 3 to 6 month. And so I'm thinking the Brindle and Twig patterns may be a little bit bigger. And basically I haven't made baby clothes for a while for myself or for my children because, well, I've just been giving them away as gifts. And I remember making newborn sort of baby grow sets with matching blankets for friends and family. And they haven't actually worn them straight away, even though it's a newborn size. And I believe it's because the sizing is a little bit big. So this is going to have to be a 3 to 6 months. I'm going to start making some 0 to 3 months. And instead of newborn, I will make some preemie, which is odd. It sounds odd, but I have matched up the preemie pattern to a newborn baby grow, including the seam allowance, and it does seem to match up. So maybe these particular patterns are a bit smaller. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that. Very easy to make. You don't even need the instructions if you know how to make a sweatshirt. It's very easy, like literally 10 minutes per piece. The other thing that I have made is I wasn't going to show you that one. Yes, it's a maternity and nursing dress. And it is actually a blog post for Jenny Stitches Fabrics. So I will be doing a full blog post coming out next month on that one. So that particular version, which is my first version using her fabric, that is gifted to me by her as part of being one of their bloggers of her team. I can't speak properly today. But because I liked it so much and because the pattern was already out and I knew how to do it, I just went through my stash and I found 2 jersey fabrics which I really liked, and I decided to make 2 more. So I did ask Jenny for permission if I could post those. I was very happy to postpone posting them until her blog post came out, but she said it was fine to do so. So I did. So anyway, it's the Cheyenne Tier Dress by Peekaboo Patterns. Here's the logo here. So they also do lots of baby and children wears patterns. I've used lots of their baby patterns before. I have never yet used any of their adult patterns. So all it is you get it's basically a tier dress bodice. You get variations. You get a bishop sleeve, a normal sleeve, short sleeve, and sleeveless. Bodice wise, you get a sleeveless bodice, a normal bodice that you can add arms to. But the best bit I like is this nursing bodice here. And all it is 2 panels at the front underneath, which is like a V-neck underneath, and then you add the normal bodice on top, and then you can lift that top up to reveal a nursing panel, which is really great. So over here you can see that bit there will come up, and then you've got access to for nursing. With the tiers, again, you can have 3 tiers, 2 tiers. You could maybe lengthen that tier and have a smaller bottom tier for a maxi length dress. So it's really, really versatile. And as I say, the reason I bought the pattern was because of this nursing panel. For those of you that do breastfeed your children or your babies, or that have done, you will know that nursing dresses are very expensive. I mean, the brands that come to mind are Seraphine, Isabella Oliver, and there's quite a few independent brands now as well, but they are very expensive. Like a nursing dress, you're looking at least £50, and I think it's because of the uniqueness of the breastfeeding panels. So I've now found out that I can make my own, which is amazing. And there's so many other lovely things breastfeeding wise, which I will be making in the coming months, which is great. So let me tell you about this pattern. It comes from an XXS to a 5X. I don't actually have the conversions, but I basically went according to my bust measurement, and my bust measurement at the moment is a 41 inch. So I went for the 1X 1X size. And the lovely thing about this is normally when you make a dress, I think most patterns will say, you know, do the bodice and then do the skirt and then attach the two together. This one does it the other way around. It does all the front pieces and then all the back pieces, and then you attach the sleeve on the flat, and then you overlock from the sleeve hem cuff all the way up to the armpits, all the way down the bodice, all the way down the skirt in one full motion. And I thought, well, that's a different way of doing things, but actually it works out quite well for me, because what I plan to do is when I've had the baby and I've lost my bump, I think it will be a bit big for me, so I can easily just go over with my overlocker, up the sleeve, down the bodice, down the skirt, and basically decrease the size of the dress by about 2 sizes fairly easily. So that works really nicely for me. Apart from that, everything else is really simple, and it's a really great dress to have and to wear. I'll pop up a picture of my first version, or my second version technically, because the first version is the one for Jenny Stitches. And here it is here. It's basically, this is actually beautiful fabric. It was from the market in Lewisham in London, where I used to live a couple of years ago. It's a viscose jersey, but it's got a lovely weight to it, a lovely silky feeling, and it's basically just black with sort of white dots kind of thing. So I went for the normal sleeve, not the bishop sleeve. I've got the cuff there, and what I like as well about the cuff is instead of hemming the wrist, what do you call this? Instead of hemming the sleeve hem, sometimes my sewing machine doesn't tend to cooperate for some reason with the sleeve hems, and so that would normally be the job for a cover stitch, although I haven't yet used my cover stitch and I probably won't be using it for a while. So the cuff, I find, is a lovely, nice, neat finish. I've just got a little label here that says, oh, I do love spots. And then here it is, the panel. So obviously that's hanging up there because it's not being worn at the moment, but I can show you that this bit goes up, and then underneath you have, oh, can't show you, underneath you have the panel, sorry. So that panel will go up, and then you pull that panel down for breastfeeding access. And it's tiered. I've got the 2 tiers. I did add pockets for the first one, but I just think in jersey from the side view you can sort of see a hole. It's like a gaping hole, and it just doesn't look very nice. So I just took out the pockets for my first version, and then I didn't add it for my second or third version. Let me show you some more photos of this one, sorry, because I'll show you how the breast feeding panel opens. And then the second or the third version that I made is in this floral viscose jersey. It's just a navy with different colours, coloured flowers. The label here says you got this. Again, from my stash. I believe this was from either the market or from a Facebook fabric store that I used to buy from. Again, you've got the panel that goes up here, and then you can see the V-neck properly there. You can see the V-neck there for easy access for breastfeeding. Double tiers again, and I really, really like it. I think it's perfect for maternity, and hopefully in a couple of months post baby, as I say, I will just decrease the dress by a couple of sizes, just doing the overlocker all the way down all of the side seams, and then that would be a perfect fit. I'll pop up some photos of that one as well. And as I say, I've made, so that's 2 items. And then I've made the 2 baby items, so that's 4 items. I've also made 2 hoodies, which I won't show you today, but you've seen them before. It's a Daddy Melian one for my son and one for my husband. So that's 2, 4, 6. And then I've made another Leona by Fiber Mood sweatshirt. I can show you here. Number 7. What else did I make? Number 7. Oh, I made some To Be Curious dresses for my goddaughter. I won't show you it today because I've posted it to her and I don't want her seeing any, or her mum seeing any Instagram photos until she receives the package. So I made 2 of those. That's 7, 8, 9. And then, oh, my heather blazer, which I turned into coat. The blog post is coming out at the end of the month, so I can then reveal that. So technically that shouldn't count, but that will be 8 items that I'll be revealing. And then the other item that I haven't yet made, but I will be making this week, is the Ida dress by Sew Over It, which is part of my Little Miss So and So All Set to Sew kit. And the reason why I haven't made it yet, I mean, it is very simple. So it's lovely sort of bodice here. It's got a facing, sleeves. You can either have sheared elastic or just hemmed, and then it's got this beautiful detailing which is just pleating. And for something so simple, it actually gives a beautiful shape to the bust line, which I like. And then I love that you've got the panelled sort of princess seams skirt, and then there's a zip at the back. And the fabric I chose was not Art Gallery, Atelier Brunette viscose twill in this lovely colorway. So I like this fabric for myself. Can you see the tall texture there? You can't really see it. I like this fabric for myself, but obviously I can't fit this dress to me because I have a big bump. And so I'm going to fit it to my eldest daughter, who is 15 coming on 16. But I just don't think the fabric, I think the fabric's too mature for her. So I'm kind of in 2 minds. Obviously I have to make it because it's part of my obligation to Little Miss So and So. But that's probably just because I'm just thinking I want it for myself. And if I was to make it for my daughter, I don't think she'd wear it that much because she's not really liking that fabric. And the fabric is, for me, I love this fabric. I think it's beautiful. The colorway is beautiful. So maybe I might ask Nicola if I could make it and then for myself, like a size 12, which I normally am in a Sew Over It, and then model it on my dummy. I don't know, because obviously she wants to see them made up and modeled by a person. But my daughter is bigger busted than me, she's wider shouldered than me, she's taller than me, so she wouldn't fit in it. Anyway, I'll have a think, but I definitely have to make it this week because the new box, this month's box is coming out, and I normally reveal this make when I open the next box. So that's just a tiny dilemma for me there. And then I think, I can't remember why I said I've made 12 things or 11 things, but in a couple of days I will be posting my roundup of the month, so you will see everything there. And then the only other thing I wanted to show you is, yes, I did buy 2 fabrics this month. Little Miss So and So had a sale, and I don't normally buy, well, as I say, I haven't been buying fabric, but it doesn't matter. It was Art Gallery, it was a remnant ×2, and as you know, Art Gallery jersey, top quality, beautiful prints, lovely bright florals, which I love, and they retail at £22 per meter. And in the sale I got 2 meters and 15, so 2 meters and a quarter for £37. So that's probably a saving of about £10–12 per length of fabric. So the first one I got was, I just smile, lovely, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like an aqua blue lightish green, beautiful bright florals. That is very Art Gallery to me. So I got 2 meters and 15 for about £37, which is great, a remnant. And then the second one is this one here, again 2 meters and 15, Art Gallery, again £37. So I got those 2 pieces of fabric because I know it's great value, because normally it is £22 a meter. It's Art Gallery jersey, which I love anyway, and I will definitely use for some makes. And it will probably be a Tilly in the Buttons drawstring dress, but I am going to add a nursing panel to it because I am expecting a baby, and I normally nurse till about a year. So that's a whole year of needing nursing friendly clothes. So I'm very happy with that. And that's all I have to share with you today. Hopefully I will go back to, in February, I will go back to bi-weekly Friday Sews vlogs. also my roundup of the month and my plans for the month. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all my subscribers, and yes, I will see you again next time. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.